I'm here at the Starkville Civil War Arsenal in Mississippi. We're here with Duffy Neubauer, the director, and this is quite a place. If you're into Civil War history or military history or artillery, this is absolutely the place to come and visit. Go ahead, Duffy.
Well, thank you so much for spending your time listening to me. And I'm going to do just a few minutes on the ammunition that comes out of cannon. And there's four types. If it comes out of a smoothbore cannon, they refer to it as a solid shot. It's cast iron. If it comes out of a rifle gun and it's solid, they refer to it as a bolt. B-O-L-T, a bolt.
A
rifled gun, it's
okay.
A bolt. So you wonder, what good is the cast iron solid projectile? It doesn't blow up. The U.S. Army manual says that this 12-pounder ball at a half mile has enough energy to pass through 5 men yet. So stop and think of the Civil War infantry. They're standing shoulder to shoulder to an artilleryman that looks like bowling pins, and they would shoot those just flat across the battlefield and do horrific damage. Well, the next step is to take a projectile and make it hollow. And you can see a lot of these are hollow. And once it's hollow, you can do a couple different things with it. This is what a 12-pounder would look like. It's strapped onto the sabot, and a sabot is French for a wooden shoe, and the powder bag tied onto this groove right here, and it was all loaded at one time. But what I want to get to is the fact that this cannonball is hollow. And I can... Oh, I lost a fuse someplace. Oh. If I take, this is an original paper time fuse, and there's little marks on there. Each one of those little marks is a second. And if I cut that to a desired time and I put it in that fuse body, when the cannon goes off, it lights that fuse, burns down into that cavity, and explodes into many, many, many pieces. Here's just an example of a few pieces of actual shrapnel that were dug up. You can see those cast iron chunks. So now you know what a solid shot is and a shell. The next step is a case shot. This is an actual case shot. It's a 20-pounder Parrott. It's not the best shell. I had a good friend of mine who was a machinist, and I made him a deal. I told him if he would cut this in half and he lived, I would give him half, and I took the half. But what you can see are the lead balls. They're full of 69 caliber lead balls. That yellow material is called a matrix. It's basically sulfur that's been heated, poured in there as a liquid. It's set up so that solidified those balls, and they didn't rattle. And you can see that's the actual powder, and we're right back where we were. Oh, I'm sorry. You can take that paper time fuse, when it lights right there and it burns into this powder and it explodes, you have those lead balls flying in every place. So we got one more yet. You've seen solid shot, you saw shell, you saw case shot, and we're back to canister. This is the canister for the 12-pounder. There are 27 of these 1.4 inch diameter cast iron balls in here, and they're packed in sawdust, and they could fire 2 of these at one time. It's called double canister. This is the first artifact I ever got. It's actually off the battlefield at Gettysburg. I was about 9 years old, and I've had this since I was 9 years old.